always considered myself a patient man. But you two are a special breed of mongrel.
Rude. I'm really going to enjoy this.
Hey guys, welcome to Digit.in, and what we have for you today is our review of Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection, which is essentially a remaster of Uncharted 4, A Thief's End and Uncharted The Lost Legacy. Now, both these games released in 2016 and 17 respectively, Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy for the PS4, and they've been updated to give you a new experience on the PS5 specific features. Now, with the Uncharted franchise, Naughty Dog gave us the swashbuckling Indiana Jones adventure we've been yearning for a very long time, and the game offers an enticing treasure hunting story, constant plot twists and action set pieces to give a Hollywood blockbuster a run for its money. And of course, these were two of the best games launched on the PS4, and in this review we aren't going to delve deep into the story because, let's face it, you've probably heard of these games, or you can go back and check out some of the reviews that talk about the story. What we are going to focus on is this collection worth revisiting on the PlayStation 5? Now, let's quickly get started with what we get when we get the PS5 version of this game. And of course, one of the main reasons to revisit Uncharted Legacy of the Thieves Collection are the upgrades that you get for the PS5. All of these are directly linked to gameplay mechanics. And first up, we have the DualSense controller. Now, with a game like Astrobot's Playroom, we saw the DualSense go absolutely crazy, but in Uncharted, the implementation is slightly more reduced, but it is enough to give you an impactful experience. So, for example, there's tension in the triggers when you fire a gun, or when you interact with puzzles, or even drive the Jeep on different terrains in the environment. The feedback is really, really unique, and every interaction feels slightly more immersive thanks to the DualSense controller. Now, if you fired up Uncharted 4 or even The Lost Legacy on a PS4, you're greeted with a loading screen that took quite a bit of time. But this time around, thanks to the PS5's SSD, you can get into the game in a matter of seconds. And even when you skip a cutscene, you don't have to wait for a loading screen. Last but not least are the graphical options. Now, on the PS4, players enjoyed the game in 1080p at 30 frames per second, and on the PS4 Pro, people got to check out the game at 1440p checkerboarded to 4K at 30 frames per second. But on the PS5, we finally have 60 FPS and a 120 FPS mode for those that have a compatible display. Now, Sony says that in the fidelity mode, you can play the game at 4K, true 4K at 30 frames per second, while performance mode renders the game in 1440p upscaled to 4K and giving you 60 frames per second. You also have a 120 FPS mode that renders the game in 1080p. Now, while I did try out the game on an LG B9 OLED, the 120 FPS mode as well, I mostly ended up playing the game in performance mode, which gave me the best of both worlds, 60 FPS and good visual fidelity. Now, another reason why we think this collection is absolutely worth it, and that's especially if you haven't played the two games, is because you're getting two games for, well, less than the price of a brand new PS5 game. Granted, this is an old game or a bundle of two old games. Now, in simple terms, if you like a cinematic third-person action adventure game, then this is definitely one for you to check out. The story, and more importantly, the gameplay in Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy have aged very well, like fine wine. The gameplay mechanics may be a simple third-person cover-based shooter, but it's the environments and the enemy AI that forces you to move around the relatively large combat zone, keeping you at the edge of your seat. The puzzles, though simple, will still make you scratch your head, and the cinematic set pieces will of course get your heart racing. So while the story is typical of an Indiana Jones adventure, it's the characters, plot twists, and above all the cinematic set pieces that you experience as a gamer that will keep you hooked till the credits roll. If you have the game on your PS4, you should know that it is very easy to transfer the save files onto the PS5. It's as literally as simple as pressing a button. And if you are one of the many people that does not have a PS5 still, then you should know that Uncharted Legacy of Thieves Collection is coming to the PC in 2022, much like God of War 2018, which we recently reviewed. And PC gamers have an exciting adventure to look forward to. Overall, we'd like to say that with this remaster, it looks like Uncharted 4 and The Lost Legacy have aged like fine wine, and it'll take you about 20 hours to finish this game. If you've really enjoyed these games on your PS4 and you haven't played them since they launched, then it's a good reason to revisit them. And if you're someone that's new to the franchise or has a brand new PS5 and hasn't played the Uncharted games in the past, then Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy, this Legacy of Thieves Collection, is absolutely a great place to start to experience some of the best that PlayStation has to offer. For those of you that already have the game, know that Sony has an upgrade plan which will cost you just 500 rupees to upgrade to the PS5 version of the game, and you can check out our detailed review on digit.in to know what qualifies for the upgrade plan. We have it mentioned in our review. Thank you so much guys for watching, and for more from the world of technology and gaming, you can subscribe to the channel. We will catch you in another video. It's goodbye for now.